All right, we are live. What's happening, everybody? It's Ryan Kidd, and I am the human B-side. And today I'm here for a momentous occasion for two reasons. One, I have San Diego punk rock royalty in the house, Mr. Jim Ryan of the Cardiac Kids. Thank you, Mr. Ryan, for joining me on the show. Much respect, brother. Much respect.
You bet. It's pleasure to be here, Ryan.
Hey, and the second reason this is a momentous occasion is because I'm ringing in my 100th video with this interview. So it's a big deal. This is cool, and I couldn't think of a better way to do it than to hang out with you and talk a little Cardiac Kids, a little Jim Ryan, man.
Very cool, dude.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, congrats to that. 100. I think I've only seen one. I apologize.
That's all right. You get 99 to go, man. You'll be all right.
There you go. Yeah. I got a lot to look back on. I liked your last show, stuff you played.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, and thanks for putting out a great record so I could play it. But today we're going to talk. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about the Cardiac Kids. We're going to talk about what Jim's doing now, and then everything in between. But with my guests, when I interview them, I really like to start with, because I think we all have experiences that make us unique, and usually they're molded at a very young age. And I was wondering if you remember some of your earliest musical memories.
Well, I'm glad you asked. A long time ago, when I was about 15 and 16 years old, Billy Williams, which of course is the Cardiac Kids, and I were in this group. We were in this band. Look at that kid.
Whoa, who is that guy there, man?
This guy over here. The other one over here. There he is. There's awesome. Billy right there, Billy Williams.
Yeah,
that's Terry Thompson. But
oh wow, I was going to ask you about Glass Onion, because that was pre-Cardiac Kids stuff, which is cool.
Actually. If you roll on to, because I actually released this quietly on the record, not on Blind Spot. I went through that because this is all crap recording stuff, like from Straight Ahead Sound. There's a live piece on it, and this is back when we were breaking out of the 70s metal mode.
Nice.
And on it is some of the early versions of like Monday Afternoon and Find Yourself Away. And there's and you can hear our stress that was going on. Like, what do we do? What do we play? We don't like this shit, but this is the only thing that we got to go play live because we can't play yet.
You could hear
Billy was the.
You could hear the punk just trying to get out of the Glass Onion.
Yeah, we were trying, when we played, it was funny because Glass Onion played at the San Diego Bicentennial Fair, which we were supposed to play 3 days and we only got 1 day.
Oh no!
in there, but it was good to go. And when we got done playing, it was like, well, shit, what is this stuff? What we're trying to do? We're creating something new, and this is different. If everybody hates it, that means that we're tripping on something that hasn't happened yet. And then, God forbid, yes, Sex Pistols on the news, not on the radio. Didn't hear any music or anything like that with Sex Pistols. But I read that, I saw that, and I go, there it is. That's the genre. And it's all happening now. It's all happening now, and we're right. We're right there. And that's when our tendencies started flying straight across pure power pop punk. Oh, we did that first too, and then and then moved over to punk, and a little bit later I'll give you what happened as we formed the Cardiac Kids, with that. But so the Glass Onion is, where's that? Oh well, okay. I was gonna play the Glass Onion is the embryonic fetus stage of the Cardiac Kids, because there's me and Billy, and we basically. The Cardiac Kids, what I call the 20th century. Me, Billy, Jerry, and that's interesting because Jerry came back later in the resurrection of the Cardiac Kids in the 21st century.
Nice.
So he was we kicked him out of the band. I say we because I followed the lead of Billy,
Right.
and he was a guitarist, and I'm just a drummer. As a matter of fact, your drummer on the Get Out is me.
Yeah,
Find
that's
yourself a
right.
way to get out
Yeah.
and leave vocal on
Cool.
me. So that's an interesting story too. If we have time, I'll give you. We'll probably get some of that. But we kicked out
Yeah.
Jerry because it just working out. Jerry comes from the heavy metal background, which I told you we were in that realm,
Right.
and we just felt that it wasn't happening. I listened to Billy, and I went, yeah, because you got to be united. And Billy, I knew since junior high.
Yeah.
We were
You
playing
were
together
buds for
since
a
junior
while.
high. So yeah,
So Glass
yeah.
Onion was what, mid 70s, like what, 74, 75, maybe?
74, 75. Yep, that's about right.
Cool.
And there's the infamous Love Dub logo.
Lub Dub's still going, baby. I love it.
I
That
decided that whenever I find crap, that I'll put that out.
well, if you've got a copy of Get Out on Lub Dub, you got a nice little record on your hands there. But I was it was one of my questions too. I was going to ask, and you kind of nailed it in the description after talking about Glass Onion. There was bands that were so prolific, like the Pistols in England. You had the Ramones that made and the Stooges. That people saw and said, "Okay, I have to start a band now." And I was wondering what band that was for you. So it was the Sex Pistols for you, and it was what?
Yeah, it was the Sex Pistols, and then we flipped over to Ramones because Ramones was basically already in New York doing their thing. They already made it to level
Yeah.
3, to where they were getting gigs and hey, put it on. Actually, Ramones weren't begging to be put on the label. They didn't give a shit. So
Yeah.
they they just snapped in. They just snapped into it. They got lucky.
Yeah.
No,
Well, what was going on in San Diego at the time? Let's say
nothing.
nothing.
Shit.
Shit.
No. All that was happening back then. Trying to find this one. Oh, you said I do have that. If you notice, this guy's sign
Oh, nice.
by the boys, and yeah, and you
That's
were right.
cool.
Thank God the Breakout record and Alex, who worked very professionally with me getting the re-release. But
Yeah.
there's that logo that you're looking for on the original.
Excellent. That's beautiful, man. That's mint
Okay,
too.
that's enough showing off for now.
Yeah,
Oh
the,
yeah, well, as a record collector, I need to keep that in. You bet.
And I think it's awesome too. Before the stream, we were talking about records, and you were showing me some of the 45s you brought out, and I didn't know you were a record collector, so that's really cool. That fits in perfect.
Yeah, big time.
There's too many things.
When I first go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's too many things that fit perfectly in this stream. Okay, your last name is Ryan. I'm Ryan. You're in the Cardiac Kids. I'm Ryan Kid. Today, I'm the 5th.
You are officially the 5th kid.
I am the 5th kid, baby. Put it in the books. Look at it. Oh, thank you.
You got it.
Thank you, Father.
I got it.
And I gotta say,
Okay,
the
so,
reissue is really well done. Sounds great and it looks great too.
yeah, I work close with Alex. I think in that one, and of course, there's a big difference when you remaster and pop versus lathe and drop. You like that one?
Yeah, even a little rhyme there. I should give you a microphone.
Nowadays, no, well, don't do that because I'm a big talker. My ego is bigger than the head you see on my shoulders, and that's almost fucking 45 years later now. So,
well, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. So we were talking about bands that influenced, the Cardiac Kids, and but really there was really not much going on in San Diego punk wise at that time.
No, it was very conservative, Brian.
Yeah,
very conservative.
Yeah. So something like the Cardiac Kids is from outer space. It's outlandish, and you were really hitting on that. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
and it was what,
the bands that we were hitting. 78, 77, 78 is when we started playing. 79 is when we recorded
right.
At the Natural Sound Get Out, Find Yourself Away, and two other pieces. Rain. That's talking about a melodic pop pieces.
Yeah. You know, it
It
was
finally made its way.
uh
Go ahead.
I was just laughing because I was thinking to myself like when we got in contact with one another, it was like, oh, I saw your show, and I'm thinking to myself like, all right, think hard. What did you say about this record? I hope you didn't say anything shit, you know. But I love the record.
Oh
I'm just
no,
saying.
PT Partum. It doesn't matter what they're saying so long as they're talking about you.
Right, right.
I think Rock and Roll magazine, whatever, put out on the Breakout re-release saying basically, I don't know how these guys are even remembered, but they are, and people buy them. So
Right.
there's the record. I'm like, well, fuck you too. That's okay.
Yeah, fuck you. But thanks
You
for
know what?
writing about it.
Let's see. What? Let me show me the records you put out, son
Right.
of a.
Exactly. Exactly. So
So
in
no, it was.
70,
We're just happy to have somebody talk about this.
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And so formation was 77, 78, and then 79 was like the year of the Cardiac Kid. You had two records out in 1 year.
Yes, well, and one of them was a live show, by the way.
Yeah, right.
The this
Yeah, the Playground. Right.
by the way, this is a reprint sleeve,
Cool.
and you can tell because it's red. Cardiac Kids is red. Originally, it was in black because we didn't have the money for the fancy
Yeah, for the fancy stuff yet?
shit. Yeah. What you mean black and white is two color? What?
Yeah,
Shit.
come on,
But
man.
yeah,
And
but I guess it is.
so recording Get Out, what were the session like? What was the sessions like, or how long did it take to record? Tell me a little bit about the recording process for it.
Well, when we went into natural sound, it was actually in and out because it costs you money.
Right.
Costs money to go in there. But we, as a punk band, developing our sound, we would practice 4 days a week, and we were very fortunate. Billy's grandparents lived on a corner street across from his street, and they had a garage that was separate from the house garage, and that was right next to an elementary school.
Cool. Oh well, boy! Wow. The kids were
Oh,
rocking,
back
man.
then they because they thought it was cool, So what we would do, of course, like we'd skip school and go skip the class, the last couple of classes, head
Yeah.
over because my mom and dad, didn't want them to know that I was just you know spent doing rock and roll. That's a
Right.
whole different story in itself. How I got to playing drums, I had to buy my own drums, and we practiced and I held my parents accountable to the promise. Well, if you can go out and get a job and buy your own drum set, then you can, then you can buy the drum set. You can practice here in the garage, and that lasted maybe about 4 months
Yeah.
because
Then
I
you're
couldn't
out.
play the drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh man. So did you? So
so we
did
went in
you?
there. Yeah, yeah.
No, go
We went
ahead.
in
Go ahead.
there and we were already tight for the. We were already tight for it.
Yeah.
So we basically laid down that track. It's one of those. Now they're typical stories. Before they were like, God, you mean you went in there and you did it in the first take and all that kind of stuff. That we were ready. We were like primed and
Yeah.
ready. And Find Yourself Away was the Billy run, and Get Out was Jerry's run.
Very
And
cool.
I'll give you the story on why those two, if you like.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear the story because what what I really like about the single is Get Out it's a punk. At this point, it's a punk classic. It's got everything you want in a punk song, and then you flip it over, and the B side, it's that I love. It's from that era that I love where it's like the mix of power pop and punk together. And to me, there's nothing like it. I love those kind of songs, man. So yeah, tell me why you picked those two for the record.
Okay, in San Diego, there's no place to play punk. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we're famous for is taking the Spirit nightclub, which used to be a biker dinner bar, where the bikers go, to stop, park out, and because of heavy metal and so on like that. And Jerry Herrera it's a nightclub owner, and did some negotiating with him, and it said, hey, we can't lose anything, and we'll do Wednesday night. It'll be great. You won't have to worry. You don't have to worry about anybody showing up. And I worked at FedMart, which was a retail store before Costco became Costco.
Yeah.
And all my retail clerks, they all showed up. So we actually filled the place up. Filling the place up means basically 30 people because they have the table set up and then the bar off on the side. So that's filling the place up. And that's what we did. That's what we had to do. We had to go around and make places to play. So if we wanted to play like a straight ahead sound shows and stuff like that, then we had to have the other side. So this 45 really was definitive into which way did we go? Did we go power pop or punk? Because that was hardcore to Get Out was hardcore to us. That was like nobody wants this stuff, but that's where we wanted to go. That's where we wanted to go with it. So
wow.
It was to see how San Diego media would react to us. And Find Yourself Away got played on the radio stations like KGB, KPRI, and 91X, back then.
Yeah.
But Get Out was not banned, but it was never played. So to me, it was banned because it was a damn good song,
Oh yeah, it's a ripper, man. Get Out's for the biker bar show, and we'll give the radio.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that the B-side got some love though. That's really cool.
That's and that just shows you how conservative San Diego was, Brian. It was, like, we want to give us the Fleetwood Mac, give us, the Peter Frampton, which is actually funny that I mentioned that because when you pop open this puppy, there's actually a radio. There's actually my little brother recorded. Okay, back in those days, you can call up the radio station. They give you the concert line.
Right.
And the concert line would go, today, Blue Oyster Cult and blah, blah, blah at the San Diego Stadium. And over at the, hey, this is what I'm going to do this weekend because these are the concerts. Yeah. And that soundbite has Kodiak Kidz, Dinettes, and
that's awesome.
At the back door. And so when he showed that to me, I said, well, we got to put this on there. And I got with Pierre.
That
Pierre
is so
said,
cool.
Give me whatever you got. So,
Send
it
it
made its way on there. And it's a piece of history.
Yeah. So the record, when it came out, I mean, was it well received or was it just like in a circle, like kind of, like in your circle or because
No, it was in our small cult circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I did want to ask you, there's I was reading about you guys, and I was wondering if there's actually any video of this when you played Sun Up San Diego.
I actually was trying to get hold of Sun Up in that, but so the answer is no. Okay. There are pictures, though. There are pictures that somebody took a picture of us while we were on Sun Up.
Cool.
That are listed. They're actually somewhere on the. Maybe I'll send those off to you up on the side. I got them somewhere on the hard drive, but.
Yeah,
that was a story in itself because you'll notice in the pictures at first the drums are set up and then all of a sudden I'm dancing around, which could not be happening because we're mimicking the record. Is really what's happening because back then you didn't plug and play in and go rock and roll on it because this was Sun Up San Diego morning show. And by the way, we got banned from Sun Up. We got banned from Sun Up. We never got to show up again because they started the record in the background. And then I got up and I tossed the stuff up and grabbed the mic and started dancing around and mic it in.
That would have been great to be on
that got us. I think that's what got us. Some of kind of brought us into the San Diego conservative mainstream. Like, oh, there you go. But see, that's what punk was all about. It's like don't make me be you. Don't tell me I can't do it because I know that I can, so I will.
Right.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people ask, what is punk?
Yeah, well, you kind of brought it to the attention of a lot of people with that performance, probably. I mean, I wish there was a video. It'd be great to see. And I wanted to ask you, did you meet?
Probably deleted it.
Yeah, we got to get rid of this, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if you got to meet Jerry G, the Svengoolie, the guy who hosted the
show. No. Okay. Jerry G. Bishop. Jerry Bishop?
Yeah, Jerry Bishop.
Oh yeah. He was our host. He brought his
Yeah.
on. He brought his on to the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
his
eh,
like cheese ball like what was it Screaming Yellow Theater. He was the Sven Gulli guy. That character was great.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, so I get asked a lot, like who you meet and stuff well, I met Eddie Vedder. Oh, you know Eddie Vedder? Well, I used to manage him before he was blah blah, backstories and stuff. And he go,
Right.
oh, great. And I said, but that that was 40 years ago. Eddie's not going to remember Jim.
Right. Yeah. Oh man.
I,
Sure he
I
would.
guarantee you, he's not,
I
especially
hope
with
he would.
everything that he went. Well, I met up with him and then 20 years later, he was doing his own like solo show at the Montezuma Hall. Of course, I know the guys and stuff, so I rocked into the backstage with
Yeah.
my wife because my wife didn't believe, yeah, sure, you really know.
She
Hey,
didn't
Eddie,
believe you.
what's up? You know,
Yeah. Like I
I had a
told you.
VHS tape of him at Tia Leo's, and I said, "Here you go." And he goes, "Are you fucking selling this shit?" And I go, "No, dude, that's why I'm giving it to you. Just, I love you, brother. It's all good. It's good to see you again. I just want to say hi, congrats, and carry on."
Are you selling this shit? That's what he wanted to know.
Yeah,
Oh, good God.
yeah, because Pearl Jam was had hit, had already hit the books, and they were off the
Yeah.
moment too. So.
Yeah. Um. So I also wanted to ask I think it was, if I'm getting my years wrong, I'm sorry, but is that 81 with the streamers?
Oh, you found one of the hidden nuggets that Jim has
Ooh.
left around through life.
Now that's one that
The
needs
streamers.
that needs a reissue, man. That has to be
It
a reissue.
actually, it actually, the songs have been issued. Talk about this guy.
Future Shock, yeah. Yep.
This one here stole the.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
There we go. There we go. So,
Yeah. So what was the move from the Cardiac Kids to the streamers? And give me, so that's 2 years, right? Were you still playing as the Cardiac Kids, or we went through some lineup changes, or
no. So what happened was with the Cardiac Kids were breaking through for fame and fortune. I told Billy at that time we already had replaced Jerry with Bill Lubers and guitars, and Jerry Flack was not Jerry Flack, but Stephen Lightfoot was replaced with Joe Foy. And we were playing shows and so on like that. But I said, Billy, we got to move to New York. Got to move to New York. Ain't shit happening here.
right.
And now that places were opening up to punk bands to play and do shows, especially the LA circuit, bringing the people, bringing the bands down. Like we bring back in those days, we would like bring the Stingers down from LA, and then the Stingers would bring us up from San Diego, and then so we played for them and
Cool.
open for them, and they would open for us. That's how it used to work.
Yeah.
Now it's all about where's go. What do you got for me? And
Right.
get out of the way because you're in my way. That stuff. But back then, it was a family. It was
That's
punk
cool,
wasn't about breaking through and getting the contracts. So the punk was about having a camaraderie. To get the kids were the show. We were
Right.
the soundtrack.
That's awesome.
We were we were not to be the star. The kids were the stars, and and it was just fun to be with them and dance around and so on like that.
That's so
So
cool, man.
I have been playing with Billy and David George. David George ended up playing with Eddie Vedder in the band before that I was just mentioning, and I was thinking Paul McCartney, Beatles, Sergeant Pepper. Hey, we can do Cardiac Kids, but we'll be the streamers. Record Cardiac Kids being the streamers, and if we make that, then we can roll with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at that point, those recordings were which at Circle Sound in San Diego. At that point, were pretty much stifled out because band breakup. Bill Lubers. We got a little bit into the scene. I tried to tell him it's a show. Don't make it a lifestyle. If it's a lifestyle, you're going to die.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I'm alive.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you
So,
yeah. It's easy
but
to get wrapped up.
so we lost Billy Lubers, the guitarist and that, and then I went off and had kids, and so there was the big blank period, that took place, and then I got contacted by Jerry. Hey, remember when we were in the Cardiac Kids? Now he didn't say it like that, but I go, yeah, dude, what's up? He was seeing what was going on. I was playing historian for Cardiac Kids by that point,
Yeah.
and basically keeping, the name alive in that. So the Streamers was really the Cardiac Kids last hidden recordings is what it was.
That's
And
awesome.
it was also my writing years and introduction on some of the songs, the introduction of me moving from drums to bass.
Right. Right. Oh, that's cool.
So you'll find those on you'll find some of those streamer release recordings on, actually you'll find them on the Get Out and some of the Cardiac CDs that were released out
Cool.
on Blind Spot.
Awesome. I'll go blind spot. Where can the people go? What's the web? Is there a website?
Well, there's actually you can't get them anymore.
Well, forget it then, people. You.
Yeah. Well, we do small runs,
Yeah.
because you do what you can afford, and they all disappear out. What it was is I was as a record collector myself, I would keep, just like I did with Breakout Records, just take some and put them away.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Because the first thing you want to do, like a proud papa, the first thing you want to do is go, hey, here's my record. Hey, here's my record.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to keep them.
Hey, here's my record. And before you know it, like Jerry would contact me and go, hey, do you have any more of those? I go, no.
No. Yeah. I got one for myself. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I know exactly how.
I'm actually of the original Love Does Get Out. I only have 2 left, and one of them signed.
Wow. Man.
But now I have the Breakout, so I feel it's cool.
Do you remember how many were pressed of Get Out?
500.
500. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Which was a lot for us back then, but that was our first record, and
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
But then, and then there was 500 of the Playground. The Playground is the Live at the Spirit that we recorded.
That's right.
At the Spirit nightclub.
And some of those tracks are on the Rave Up comp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when I talked to Pierre, who goes, hey, do you have anything more? Because Pierre, Alex is the single guy who put it out, as far as re-releasing, and Pierre is the LP guy, and of course he was Rave Up. So I was like, thank you, sure, you bet. I've seen all my other buddies, the Tokyos and so on like that, getting their 15 minutes of fame with Rave Up.
Yeah,
I said sure, and I do, and I created a compilation of what was released of garage tapes. You'll hear that on the song 7 Up.
Cool.
7 Up. Originally, we wrote a commercial for 7 Up.
Could have been a hit, man. It could have been a hit.
Actually, I really like it, but it was too funky. I go, yeah, but look at it. It's something. It would have come in after the Peter Max era.
Yeah, it's
so it really would have been a good move on their part.
It was a bubbly number.
Yeah. I like that. That's how I think of it. Yeah, that's how I think of it.
Oh, man. So
7 Up, Dion Cola.
I love it. Cardiac Cola. Maybe we could get that going.
It is on this, by the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to thank you for shipping me one of those, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're lucky. I still have 5 of these left.
See,
when I made the deal with the guys, from both the guys, Alex and Pierre, it was like, give me $300 and 50 records.
Yeah.
And then with Alex, would give me $300 and give me 30 records, like that. And I sent to Billy 10, I sent to Jerry 10. Obviously, I've always been a fair, kind of guy, but I believe, you can have your attitude, which is well deserved or earned by living this long.
Yeah.
But you also need to be fair and treat people with respect, and if you don't, you're gonna get fucked.
Absolutely. Yeah, it comes around. It'll bite you. It'll come around and bite you. That's for sure, man.
Yeah.
So after the Streamers 7-inch, the Future Shock, right? So what happened in that period? Were you still playing? Because there was a resurgence of the Cardiac Kids and an interest sparked in. You can tell me, but in the mid '90s, Killed by Death, was it Volume 12? This one here came out, and it had you guys leading off the off the
Yeah.
cuff, which is pretty awesome, man.
I got one of those too, Ryan.
Show me yours. I'll show you mine.
I know. It's like all we need is a bathroom.
Right.
This is like whenever we did shows. That's that. Whenever we did shows, we always had the one sheet signed by all the band members and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
so,
cool, man.
There we go.
There she is. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Worthy of fame.
Absolutely. I mean, so what's that feeling like? It's almost 20 years after you record a song, and Killed by Death to me is a pretty for guys like us into punk. It's the mecca of rare stuff that you just want to you can't afford, and you can get it all on the comp. It's a prestigious thing, I think, to be on one. I mean, what's that feeling like?
Yeah. I tell you what, if it wasn't for the Killed by Death, I probably would not have come out of my blank generation. Where what I did is I went off, I got married, and I had 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls. And now I have 12 grandkids, which means I'm one of the OG guys now. That's what that is.
Hey, you were busy.
And during that period, yeah. Well, I had to. If you're not making records, you're making babies. You gotta. And I had side 1, side 2. So, I worked Billy. Billy and I still we mended fences. Years later, like about 15 years later, we mended fences, and he worked for. He created his own company, Diamond Video, which is where he went out and videoed sports, action things, weddings, and so on like that. And I would work with him, go over visit, work with him, and my job was to replicate, because you have the replicators, where it goes, where you put the disc in and they replicate them out. Yeah. And my job was to replicate, which means you have to sit basically for 3 to 10 minutes while it's copying these or generating these DVDs. And it goes, well, why don't you just go? We can go online and Google. And I go, well, what should I Google? And he goes, Google Cardiac Kidz. And I Google Cardiac Kidz, and some asshole was putting up on eBay and already at $600 this 45.
Wow.
Like, what is that? And so, which totally shocked me. So as I looked more into it, I go, they're Killed by Death. Okay. And I go, Killed by Death. I go, man, I never thought we'd make it on one of those guys, because they were, most of the time when I did check into them, they were, foreign, they brought everything from the foreign countries. But we had our all-American, punk on that.
That's right. And no foreign junk on that.
Great. No foreign junk. No. That's right. You can't say that anymore in America. But
that's for sure, about anything.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have to compliment your shirt for being festive on the Memorial Day weekend, and also
I
Batman.
Specifically bought that. I picked that up. This is my Memorial Batman shirt. I'm a big also comic book collector.
That's cool,
great. I actually have a bigger collection of records.
Oh, we're getting to look at the man's collection. This is cool.
Yeah, and if you notice, there's a lot of comic book stuff thrown in there too at the same time. And Batman is pretty much was my guy. I used to work when I was making decisions. I'm playing the music, and then I used to also work at the San Diego Comic Con.
Oh,
back
cool.
when, not before it was San Diego Comic Con. Back when it was held at the El Cortez Hotel.
Wow. So, and you must have been in heaven working at the comic book shop.
Oh, I love that. I was the security officer, so I had all the original artwork and items and sheets and posters and stuff like that were kept in one of the rooms, like Columbia rooms. And I got my sleeping bag and laid it out, and I slept in the room because I was a security guy to make sure nobody pop in and grab that stuff.
Wow.
So and I got to meet all the greats. Not to go too far off of music, but I got to meet all the greats like Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Gil Kane, Bob Kane.
That's awesome.
So it was nice. It is nice being older because I had a chance to meet these guys when I was younger. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You met the greats of the art, so that's pretty cool, man.
Yes.
I before we go off, I wanted to the Killed by Death. Did you know they were putting that on there, and I wonder how they source it? They must have had an original.
No, I did not know. They didn't approach me, and that's the punk way of doing it. We're gonna do it, whether you like it or not.
Sport. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
You like it or you don't like it. Well, it went back to like you said, it was an honor. It's like, oh, well, shit, if you're willing to throw that up there on there like that, another honor was, God, there's a band from Sweden that did "Find Yourself a Way."
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Impo and the Tents. Get it? Impotent.
It's a good name. I like
it. Impo and the Tents, and they did a cover. They did a cover of "Find Yourself a Way."
That's so cool.
On one of their albums. You can pull it off on one of the somewhere.
That's got to be.
Oh, that was good. So so I found out we were global. Which is one of the cool things. Of course, going to Rave Up Records and stuff like that. I go, oh, so we're global. So I guess somebody, even Ryan Kidd, knows who the Cardiac Kids are. Okay, that's right, pretty cool.
Baby. And I'm the fifth kid now, so it all worked out. Yeah. So I actually wanted to talk to you about Rave Up, because that the Killed by Death is a like we were talking about, a pretty prestigious thing for a punk rock band. But Rave Up, I feel like, really gave you the treatment. Like and I love those punk collectors comps. Like, they're great. Those Rave Up ones, man. They pull some stuff out of nowhere, and I said, man, these bands
both guys, going back to Alex because of the newly released Breakout, but Pierre was all class. I mean, he wasn't trying to, he recognized, that if anything, that I had the rights to it, because I have the rights to all the music. Being independent gives you that ability. And Blind Spot, we're on the catalog, but I own the music. It's a San Diego indie label, run by I'm old. When it comes back to it,
it happens to the best of us, man.
When it comes back, when it comes back, I'll he'll love that one.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
But Pierre, I know he's going to go, man, I'll pitch on it, and you can't even remember my name, but it'll come up to me lately. He does a whole bunch of stuff. Dude, shoot, God, I'm so sorry. I apologize ahead of time. That's how excited I am to talk to the fifth kid.
Oh man, come on. Where's that edit? Where's that edit button there? Hold on.
Yeah. No. God. Let's see.
So, how did Rave Up get in touch with you?
I can't believe it. Oh, here. Hold on a second. I can't believe it because he actually plays in the Shambles. And hold on a second.
He's on a quest now. Yeah. Take your time.
Let's see if we can get down there and read that. There we go.
Oh, there you
go. Okay. Well, that's Apers. That's my signed Apers too. Okay, I don't want to keep it too much. We got a lot. Not too much time for talking, I guess. So,
okay. You take your time, man. We're rocking. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Oh my God! I just feel okay. Well, he'll forgive me because he's a good guy. he's the CEO of Blind Spot Records. I wonder why I'm hitting the name. So now it's really bothered me. I tell you what, we'll go off subject, and then when it comes
come back. But we're talking about Rave Up, man.
Bart Mendoza.
There you go.
Bart Mendoza. There. Okay, so thank you to Bart. So Bart works all that stuff. He does a bunch of stuff. He's a big news guy, writer, music writer, and stuff like that for San Diego. But way back then, at Licorice Pizza, I went into him with these, and I said, "Hey, can we sell these on consignment?" And that's how we hit the record stores.
That's awesome. Yeah, you were doing everything yourself. You had the DIY aesthetic.
Yeah,
man. It's great.
You got it. That's what it was all about. Okay, well, thank you, Bart. Hopefully, you forgive me for having the brain fart, but fuck, that's
all's forgiven. I'm sure.
That's how excited I am.
It's cool to talk about all this stuff, and you've mentioned how many names so far, and you're trying to remember all this stuff. It's no. I'm sure he has no problem. But
So Pierre was really good. Going back, Pierre was really a
yeah,
really good guy. He wasn't trying to rip off because I can't really pay, really pay because it costs money to put it out. And that's when we made the deal, cut the deal for. You know what? This means more to me
yeah,
than the money.
yeah. I
Still
mean,
does.
it's
It was the right decision on my part. So
absolutely almost everything there, right? I mean, collected, not everything, but a lot of it collected in one spot for everybody. And there's so many people who wanted to hear the rest of that stuff. It's just great. It's just great to have your work on, one
yeah,
spot.
there's some great cassette recordings. So those garage sound,
Yeah,
garage tapes. So there's some great couple of good tracks on there.
cool.
Like the 7 Up. And now we're going to do one for our Sunday school teacher. And my fake English accent because I would sing I would sing in the English accent. I was asked, well, why do you sing with the English accent? Because the Beatles sang in an American accent. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, why is it a problem when I do
Yeah.
it? I love it.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's just something that I did. I like it. I don't fuck 'em. I don't understand what the problem is. So I ain't gonna do it. It's just something
Not
like
bad,
that.
man. That's pretty good. I think
Thank
you
you.
got it down. That's awesome. I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're doing now because you have a project now, and you have a bunch of stuff released.
Yeah, I went this. I created the Jim Ryan project because I wanted to kind of free myself, so I could get into some other genres. It's called the Jim Ryan project, and I actually have 5 albums out. But three. The reason why I have so many out in such a short period of time is that I'm the only. Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm going to watch myself do this.
Yeah.
I'm the only San Diego uh, celebrity.
I am the only San Diego, so I love it.
I released 3 CDs in the same year, 3 albums in the same year.
That's freaking awesome, man. Who's done that? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I was going to say nobody else, but the first piece, this first piece here, this is the Streamers. It's called Sampler, and really the sample. It's called Sampler because there's different genres, but they're all songs that I've written, and there's also a couple of sneak songs from the Streamers that are in there, recordings
right.
that I threw in there.
Good to know there.
So
that's cool. So you have 5 altogether now. Out as the Jim Ryan.
Yes, I do.
What,
Where's the fifth one on the floor?
What inspires you now to write when you're writing songs? And what's the difference in that inspiration from a song going back to '79 with a song like Get Out and what you're doing now?
I would say that the inspiration is timeless in the sense that the topics are still the same.
Yeah.
They're just more broken down and more into more detail. They used to be more generic, like my take on peace, love, and understanding. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding is like there's no punk songs about love and understanding, but
No.
I believe is one that's actually put out. And then actually, as one of the 3 ones that I put out, this is all instrumental.
Oh, cool. What kind of style?
All instrumental.
What kind of style instrumental stuff you doing?
It's pop, pure, power pop. It's in a cinematic.
Oh, a little.
It gives me an opportunity to do with what I did is I got a chance to work with software and use my keyboard, my laptop keyboard as my keyboard, and actually compose these melody lines, and then some of the melody lines later became actually tracks on other CDs.
Nice.
And then one of the collections, this guy here, real quick, this guy here, these are all acoustic versions of songs, and there's some, and the nuggets on those is that some songs there's acoustic version here and no other version. There's an acoustic on this one, and then there's a rock and roll version on this one.
Oh, cool.
So that if you ended up getting all 5, you would actually have the Jim Ryan Project anthology.
There you go. Yeah, we need an anthology, man. A 5 CD box set.
But I never and I made sure that each of the albums have 14 tracks because I'm getting tired of people trying to rip off. If you're gonna put something out and you're an artist, that should be the top one. But now everything is that it's not being about it being an artist. I think artists has got lost
Yeah.
in the world, social cultural world today of me, theater punk, theater rock, theater. It's like,
Right.
where's the artistry in that? Well, I don't even write anything anymore, and these guys write this stuff for me. But all this stuff is, all this
It's
stuff is what I've written. So
That's cool, man. It's all
and it's
you.
an expression. And
14 tracks, you're getting
yeah,
your bang for your buck, man.
yeah. Well, and that was the important thing because if you're going to take a gamble on poor little Jimmy Ryan, make sure that make sure they're going to at least get two songs they like off of the CD.
Where can the people go to hear it and buy it?
Well, it's everything's streaming, even the Cardiac Kids stuff. By the way, everything's streaming on just all this, like Pandora,
Cool.
Spotify. Spotify is my pick. Hey,
Cool.
will I get some residue from this? Will they contact me? Spotify is my pick. Amazon. I just got notice from CD Baby, who's my distributor, that they're stopped doing the distribution of physical. They're only going to do streaming. I think
Really?
it's because the
Wow.
law changes are coming up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they said, if you hit whatever you have left in our warehouse, and I would never keep more than 5, so I could keep that cycle through.
Yeah.
And then, uh, God, it's
You got a band camp?
Bandcamp. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
Ryan. That's
No
why you're
problem.
That's why you're the 5th kid.
That's what I'm here for, man.
That's right. Bandcamp. Some of the CDs in that have sold out because they would be limited 100 issues.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I didn't think I'd make it big or whatever. It was just to.
Yeah.
I can't stop writing. With
Right.
the Cardiac Kids, working with Jerry back and forth on the Resurrection Years,
Yeah.
which is the latest CDs that we had put out, which was 40 years. That's a good one. 40 years of punk.
Cool,
Put out.
When did that-
Waiting
what-
back and forth, and then I made the move to Denver. So.
You're in Denver now.
but we'll still be
Congratulations
show-
on
matter of fact-
the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. I'm rooting for you guys.
Yeah. How about that?
First
How
one
about
ever.
that?
Right?
I don't think. Yeah.
Could
These
be
guys
their
are all-
first one.
First, well, that would be a San Diego thing. That's why I kind of like the mirror image.
Right. Yeah.
It's like at least the Broncos won
Yeah.
Super Bowl, a couple of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. The Nuggets have never won one. I'm
and-
rooting for you guys, man. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you up there. I love Denver.
well, let's hope
Cool
they
city.
come it out. We'll see. We don't know who we're playing yet, right? The Heat or
I'm a Knicks fan. I was born in New
okay.
Jersey. Yeah, and
all right. I thought it was a Latino accent, but okay.
oh no, yeah, people mistake that a lot. I get mistaken a lot. Oh shit! But I moved down to Memphis about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
So
So Cardiac Kids came back with, like I said, with Jerry, and we've done a bunch of shows, and that's what some of the stuff you saw playing in the background there.
that's cool, man.
And this July, I'm going out there to San Diego. We're going to go ahead and finish recording up another 4 songs, maybe get an EP out or something like that.
So
And Jerry's doing well with the solo band now too, so he's finally broken out. That's good.
That's great, man. So we can look forward to a Cardiac Kids EP in the future. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You heard it.
Oh, I
here,
can
baby.
officially release. I can do that. That's right, boy. Nobody questioned that one. Yeah.
Well, you can't call the guy from Breakout. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh. Well, didn't
Or
say
no, the
anything.
San Diego guy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait a minute. That time he was out, was doing this good, and we have there's something in the works. I don't know where it's at because the thing is when you're working with media, people, and they want to do interviews and so on like that. My hat's off to you with the one that I usually wear. They say they want to get in contact, and they even done interviews, and then they hold on to them, and they never make it. But there was a documentary on the Cardiac Kids that was being done by Ace Davis, and he's still working on it. He said so.
That's cool, man, and thank you for bringing it up because that was something I had written in my notes here. I saw the trailer on YouTube. The trailer looks great. There's some
Yeah,
real,
he came out here for the weekend. Flew out here for the weekend. We popped up in the dog's bed, so he'd be comfortable. and and we just had off and on questions, interview like, do I have a sad story? And we all have a fucking sad story.
yeah,
As a kid, how do you get music and stuff like that. And so threw out some tidbits to him on that. And of course, one thing he was hungry for and looking for is early videos,
yeah,
pictures. And I go, back then, you had this big here, and we were, we were into that shit.
yeah.
If I knew better, but this is that maybe it adds to the mystique, Ryan.
It does.
Maybe it adds to the mystique of the
because
kid.
even the video in the trailer, the video is great, but it's kind of a tease because it kind of goes like in and out. It's like that VHS tracking. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's awesome though. I love it. I can't wait to see it. Is there a timeline on when you think the film will be finished, or?
So at this point, don't know. That's why I'm just throwing that up in the air because what I've learned is, hey, so where's that? Hey, what's going on? It would have been nice. I thought it was because we've been working on it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have it released timed with the release of the Breakouts re-release.
Cool. Well, you can do it with your new EP.
There you go. That's the next. There's always a new window of opportunity in the DIY world.
I love it, man. I love it. There's a lot of good things to look
forward to. You just got
to
create it.
You do. You got to make it happen, right? I love it. So we're gonna get we're gonna get a Cardiac Kidz movie. We're gonna get a new EP, and so
there you go. Oh, I gave you a lot of. I would never make it on like the late night show or something. Interview. They pull all those nuggets. Look how easily I forked them over to you.
No. The people want to hear that. They need the goods, man. The people demand satisfaction. Okay, we got to give it to them, man. So
understood. That's my job.
What they like too, and I love to do this at the end of an interview. I like to do rapid fire questions, right? Like boom, 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 like one after the other, right? So we're gonna do those, but I'm gonna do something a tiny bit different in the beginning. I'm gonna give you two records, and you got to pick which one you
last time I did an interview and I stood up like that, you're lucky. I unzipped my zipper and pulled my pants down.
Thank you for wearing pants today. I appreciate that.
I go, no, this guy's got too much class. We're gonna, now he's one of us. So shit.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna show you two records. You pick which one you like better. Okay.
Okay.
Real quick. Okay. I'm gonna start.
Okay.
I'm gonna start San Diego style for you in honor of you. Okay. You can pick the Exterminators. You got the Exterminators or the Executives.
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, fuck you, Ryan. What did you?
These are both great records.
Wow, I'm gonna go. Well, I just recently we played with the Executives last year, and I got mine signed by Mike and that. But
nice.
I'm gonna go with the Exterminators.
Oh, he's going Exterminators. Microwave radiation, baby.
Yeah, we have so much history with them. As a matter of fact, can you see it?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Crawdaddies.
That's a great
Radiators.
What year was that show?
Okay. I'm gonna say that was probably 80.
Cool. That's an original flyer.
1980. You know it. You know it. You know it. Here, just to get some more giggles. This is what we put in Kidz magazine and the Reader.
That's awesome. Yeah, it must have been cool to be in Kidz, man. That's another prestigious. That's a prestigious rag. There.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I only think that they put it in there and gave us a full page because we were like putting ads. When they first started out, we wanted to. We're a big scene supporter. Wanted to support the scene. Like I said, things are different back then. The bands were more cared about each other, and well, fuck you, hey, let's go play.
Yeah, you help each other out. You book each other's shows and all that stuff. It still happens.
Right.
It still goes on. It's just that I think a smaller scale than
Yeah.
than it used to be. How about
Okay, next. I'm up. Sorry.
the Penetrators or the Tokyos?
I'm gonna go with my my buddy Gary Heffernan. Gonna go with the Penetrator.
Going Pennet. This is a great
I'm
one.
gonna go
Man.
with them. But
Yeah.
yeah. Here now I'm gonna get. Let's see here. See if I can hurry up and pull him. You're gonna like this one. Let's see.
Oh, you digging
Can
through
you
the
tell
box
I'm
of
looking for my
45s?
collection?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that sound.
I was trying to. I was trying to go. Guys, getting asked me about other guys and fans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
White vinyl. Woohoo!
Nice. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, is that the Dickies? The sounds of
Am I
silence.
holding
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good
that's
one,
it.
man.
Sticky.
Yeah,
On
they're
my
a
vinyl
great
was-
band, man. Those
Oh,
first
here
two
we go.
records
I'm
I
with you,
love.
brother. Hold on. That's wrong one.
Let me here so I can see it. Oh yeah. Oh, you got the single. That's awesome. I only have that EP. That's nice. And you played with them, right? You
Gotta
played
beat
shows
it.
with them?
Yes. Yeah. We did a lot of not a lot of shows in that. It was funny because the Penetrators were kind of like the Rolling Stones, and we were the Beatles of punk because we did those love songs and stuff like that.
Right.
We were the
They were.
and we and,
they were
we,
the
and we. You like that one?
I like that. I like the analogy. It's nice.
But it was Dan McLean, drummer. We used to hang out down at this record store, and
That's awesome.
that was a gathering spot and so on like that. And get to listen to at least then you'd have to buy all the records. You get to listen to them as they came out.
Hang out and listen to.
So, that's what. Okay, that's cool.
That
was
the
a nice
best.
advantage.
Yeah, for real. I worked at a record store for many years, and I got to listen to everything that came in. It was heaven. It was just great. So I showed
You asked me who my favorite punk band, my favorite punk band was.
The Monkees. I love it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just showing off now.
No, keep showing up. I love it. You picked the Penetrators, right? So not San
I
Diego,
think that's right.
not San Diego anymore, but California.
Okay,
Are you going with the Dills or the Zeros?
I got to go with my buddy Hector and go with the Zeros.
You're going to Zeros.
Yeah,
nice. Both classics.
Yeah, those. I have one of my flyers signed by them, but Hector actually came in. Actually, if you look on the YouTube, you'll see Hector with Cardiac Kidz on stage doing "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
That's the kid doing his due diligence.
So, gonna go with
awesome.
the Zeros.
Going to Zeros.
Zeros were, there was a saying, who was the first punk band on was on Sunup, because the Zeros were on the Sunups, were somewhat on Sunup before we were, but they're from Chula Vista, and we were San Diego, and I go, oh, now we got technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm not
sure. We got credit for that.
I think you should. I don't know the geography of California that well, but Chula Vista is very close to San Diego, no? Or is it like a suburb of San Diego?
I think it's an incorporation of. I think it's
like annexed.
God, it's like I live in Lakewood, not in Denver.
Right.
So but my mails and stuff like that says I'm in Denver.
Denver, gotcha.
So,
okay,
something like that.
Zeros were a hot band, man. That's a good band.
Yeah. They were. I think they're on the road right now, or did a couple just recently, a couple of shows I saw too. But
I would love to see them.
But Hector's with the Avengers now.
And the Avengers will be in. I was gonna pull that record out too. I saw the Avengers, man, maybe like 10 years ago, and they were phenomenal still, like really good. Penelope Houston is still like really terrific on stage. Man. I got one more for the pick a record, and then we'll get to the rapid fire questions. Okay.
Okay.
You can pick the Beatles.
Oh, that's
or the Cardiac Kids.
Oh well,
Oh man,
I'm gonna have to say both.
I got to pick both. I thought you'd like
I'm
that
a,
too.
the Beatles were Beatles big influence when I was like what about what would it be 7? Watching
Yeah,
Ed Sullivan, and I was watching Ed Sullivan, and I'm seeing the go and Bill Paul doing his cutie,
yeah,
stuff like that. And I go, God, you know what? That's what I want to do.
yeah. That
So
could
it
be
would be the
cool.
Beatles that got me into music,
Do you have
and it
a
would be the Sex Pistols that got me into the punk.
into punk? Yeah, I mean, two prolific bands. I think Rubber Soul's my favorite. That's just me though.
I go with well, Robert, the really good, but I would go with Revolver.
Yeah, that and Revolver, like the tops for me.
She said, you don't understand. I said, no, 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 you're all wrong. I'm disappointed.
He's hitting
I don't
all
know if
the
that
notes,
was.
baby.
Uh,
All right.
yeah. So
So we're good.
I'm going to pick both.
Yeah. Okay, you got both. Fair enough. Fair enough. So now we're gonna do rapid fire questions. We're at the hour mark. We've been
All right,
rocking for an
Ryan, I
hour.
get it.
So yeah, I gotta
Okay.
kick you out. You gotta get out,
I get it.
baby. You gotta get
The
out.
bar's closed. Closing time. Okay.
So
You
rapid
can't
fire.
stay here.
Yeah, you ready? Rapid fire.
Go
Toilet
ahead.
paper.
All right.
Toilet paper. Over or under?
Over.
Yeah, because you're a human. That's good. That's good. Anyone who goes under, I just don't trust. Best California
Well,
punk. Oh, go ahead.
Go back to the toilet paper. If you notice, when we get the toilet paper out, it's always it's got the little glue along the line there, and when you're trying
Right.
to pop that out, it's just
Yeah.
a natural flip and roll. So
Yeah, it's a
it's
no-brainer.
an extra effort to flip it up and over.
I agree. There's people who
Yeah,
go
okay, go
under.
ahead. Sorry.
The last guy I interviewed went under. He's a great musician, but I lost a little bit of respect for him. All right? I'm just kidding.
Wow, so there's a lot of weight on these questions. Okay, go ahead.
Huge. That's a good icebreaker there. Best
Okay.
California punk show you ever saw?
Oh, I would probably say California, or just like one that I've seen.
You can go.
I'm gonna go
when
with
you see-
I'm gonna go with Zillows. I'm gonna go with the Rezillos.
Oh
They were
man,
fun.
they're great.
I've got a couple shots of me going backstage with them, and
Cool.
and I can't think of his name.
Eugene,
Anyways, Zillows. Yes, Eugene. God,
Yeah.
good Lord.
Uh,
My glasses.
the cool glasses. Yeah. What year did you see him?
Yeah. I believe it was like 84, I believe.
That's
And then I
awesome.
saw him again. Recently, just recently. Like
Yeah.
about
They're-
eight,
just-
7 years ago. Something like that.
Yeah, they're still pretty good.
They're
Man.
still alive and well.
Yeah.
I think of them as kindred spirits because they have fun. They got the pop
Oh,
rock
yeah.
stuff going.
Oh yeah. Faye Fife is rocking still. She's great.
Oh yeah, she's still looking good.
Yeah,
She's
she
still
looks
looking
great.
good.
Yeah.
Unlike my other girlfriend, Debbie Harris.
Oh well, yeah. They're a little rough around the edges there. Well, there goes the big
I-
Debbie
one-
Harry interview I was going to book.
Well, no, you can ask her. Say, you remember at the Bacchanal when Jim came up there and you were so loaded on heroin that you just didn't remember him from the other show that you said. Anyway,
Oh shit!
oh boy,
I have a.
she
I
won't
have
be able to
a
remember me anyway.
I told this story on my channel before. I have a copy of "Can't Stand the Rezillos" signed twice by the same band members. I'll tell you about that.
Oh,
Some
that's
other
pretty
point.
cool. The
Yeah.
only one I ended up with was a recent one that they just released with the color on the cover.
Oh yeah, the reissue. Yeah. Okay. If band names were literal, what would be the best and worst shows to attend?
Wow, that I can't even think in that realm. Well, now I got to go like into dream mode.
That's okay. We can go back.
yeah.
It's a heavy question for rapid fire. Sorry.
I guess. And then what's the end result of it? What's the end result? What are you looking for?
Well, like if a band name was literal, like you went to a show, right? Say the Beatles were playing,
Like Pussy
and it was
Riot?
just a bunch of Beatles hanging out on the stage. That's
Oh well, Pussy Riot would be great.
it's the dumbest question I've ever asked. I think.
And just and Rolling Stones.
The Rolling,
Actually,
just a
seen
bunch of
Rolling
rocks.
Stones Yeah, remember I was brought up from those. Yeah, those guys are not good. No. No, actually, I've seen them a couple times. I enjoyed the shows back in the '70s, back
Uh,
when they were rolling.
they
Them
were
and Pink
rocking.
Floyd, Justin Paul. I've seen all the concerts
Yeah, all the big
back in the
guys,
Who. Like that,
the main stage acts.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
well, sorry for the dumb question.
That was a good
I
one. So
can't.
you stumped me on that one. Let's go
Well, I
back to the
can't.
toilet paper.
Well, I can't believe toilet paper over or under wasn't my dumbest question.
No,
Uh,
no, you're good.
What's the last record that you bought?
You're gonna love this. I just got
Wow.
this at $2 Chuck because it was for I got it $4.99.
I can't see it.
Yusuf.
Oh, you got a little cat. Was that Cat Stevens?
Yes, that's
Nice.
first release.
You got it at the $2 Chuck.
Yeah, it was like secondhand store or whatever like
Cool.
that, and I went in there. My wife went in there to get a massage, and I go, well, I'm going to go over to the record store.
You're gonna look at the records.
I go,
uh,
and most now when you're looking for vinyl, unless you really got some of the smaller hometown sets,
yes.
now you want to know where you can get your 180 gram records for $39.99.
It's
It's
ridiculous,
like,
man.
well,
Yeah.
I'd rather
crazy.
take the chance I'm going to get a couple of skip songs or not. Unfortunately,
Right.
there was no skips on them too.
Well,
Uh,
now
it's got a lot of depressing songs. Yusuf was very depressing. Cat Stevens.
yeah.
He's
That's the
very
last one you
depressing.
bought. All right, cool.
Yeah, I just bought that yesterday. As a matter of fact.
Oh, nice. Look, it was born to be on the
Yeah.
show, man. It was made to be on
Yeah,
the show.
Yeah.
What's one record an LP that you think is absolutely essential listening?
I am going to go with "Wish You Were Here."
Oh wow. Okay, he's going Floyd.
Yeah, well. Now, in my younger years, the reason why I didn't think I'd make it to 27, how I first of all, the drums are not double drums, and if you want to know how I got that fast, I'll tell you the drug that I was using back then.
That is like I put the record on and I go, okay, maybe it's not 45. Like maybe I thought it was on the wrong speed. It's so fast. That's great.
Yeah, when I bring drummers in for the, oh, you're the great drummer. Did you use a double pedal? I go, no, you don't need a double pedal.
You don't need that shit. Two more questions. I got two more.
Shoot.
I could. Yeah. All right. Who would win in a gang style street fight? The Germs or the Weirdos?
Oh, the Germs.
Yeah, the Germs. You think the Germs would take the Weirdos out?
Oh yeah.
The Weirdos would have a few tricks up their sleeve,
They would, but the Germs would be tenacious and nonstop.
I think you're right.
Until you're down on the ground, and you can't get back up.
I like it. I like you thought it through. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll throw another bonus question in here. Who would, in their prime, who would win in an arm wrestling match? Henry Rollins of Black Flag or Lee Ving of Fear?
I'm going to go with Henry Rollins of Black Flag because
he was
they were one of the bands we were compared to sound wise.
Yeah, well,
so we always ended up we would end up on playlists with them too. So that was cool. Yeah, Black Flag.
Okay, all right.
Henry
You don't think Ving could take him down in an arm wrestling match?
No. Okay, so he would win in best 2 out of 3. Yeah.
2 out of 3. That's the best of 2 out of 3. Fair enough. You got to go over the top like Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
Back.
Yeah.
Good flick. The last question I always ask this to everyone I interview. I want you to finish this sentence. Rock and roll is
the epitome of love.
Oh, that's a beautiful answer. Thank you so much, Jim Ryan of the Cardiac Kidz. Man. This is a blast. This is a total blast. It was a pleasure talking to you. And Jim's going to take us out with a tune. What is from your new record?
Yeah, I believe. The sun is shining, and the sky is blue, and everything is morning. Fuck you. Have a good one, Ryan.
Take care, man. Thank you so much. I hope it ends like that on the album too. Be great. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. for hanging out. I'm gonna end the
You bet.
recording
It's been a
here.
pleasure, buddy.